Let's talk about the new thud of a Batman show, The Caped Crusader. I'll be breaking down each episode into two parts, starting first with the characters and their either good or bad portrayals. Hint, it's all bad so far. Penguin is no longer a genius-level antagonist named Oswald Cobblepot with an empire at his disposal, using a power vacuum to become one of the biggest crime lords in Gotham, nor does the line of events correspond to the history of the Batman mythos. Instead, Penguin is a woman named, I kid you not, Oswalda. I mean, come on, come up with something interesting if you're going to gender swap the character, will you? She is acclaimed to be a criminal genius who has been fooling everyone the entire time, yet she can't get a handle on her own men, or lackeys who continuously call her mama. There is an incredibly unrealistic attempt at making her seem like some sexual icon by having people swoon over her the entire time as though she is actually somewhat attractive, which she is in no way close to being. They also couldn't bear to have her be the consistent short king level of height that Penguin always has been portrayed as being. Instead, she's even taller than Batman in some frames of the show. Barbara Gordon is a race-swapped version of the character, once again portraying how much Hollywood hates gingers. Honestly, there isn't much to go off of for her character. In the first episode, she is at odds with Harvey Dent having a job as a defense attorney, which automatically puts her at odds with the rest of the police, which is not something Barbara Gordon would ever be at odds with. She loves and respects her father, a police officer in Gotham PD, but being a defense attorney would almost certainly be a conflict of interest in working cases that her father, the commissioner, would oversee directly, as well as putting her father in a conflicting position. She immediately displays her hatred for Harvey Dent, and oh boy, we'll talk about Harvey Dent. Throughout at least the first episode, it is revealed that she has a general disdain for men. Not a single man except her father is treated with respect or dignity by her. She hates Harvey. She mocks a man who tries to hit on her, albeit the guy sucked at flirting and she was perfectly within reason to reject him. She treats Bruce Wayne like he's a nobody and doesn't respect the literal admission of guilt and confession of a man who is baring his soul to her about the evils of the Penguin. She distrusts and disbelieves men automatically so much that she almost gets the entire police station destroyed because she instinctually disregards the testimony of a man trying to snitch on his criminal employer. Commissioner Gordon doesn't have anything going for him. There's really nothing going on. He's just kind of existing in this show. The most he does in this episode is stand around at a party in the Iceberg Lounge, question the snitch, and then run out of Gotham PD after the snitch reveals the plans of Penguin. There isn't really anything making Commissioner Gordon his own character like the original Batman the Animated Series was able to do, even in short bursts. Harvey Dent is utterly ruined by the idiotic writing of the genius that is Bruce Timm. He has no understanding of what makes the conflict between the characters of Harvey and Two-Face so unique and meaningful. Harvey has to start out as a genuine guy seeking to do what is right before we can see his fall into madness. If you start off with him being a jerk and a vile human being, rather than moral and optimistic, then there's nothing to contrast with when he inevitably gets his face scarred and in turn his psyche. Harvey Dent is portrayed in this show as a bloodthirsty prosecutorial district attorney who is heavily implied to have prejudice against specific kinds of people while being worm-like enough to kiss up to the boots of those who have more current authority than he does. Like Gordon trying to, in the worst type of sales pitch I've ever seen, get him to partner up with him so they can do great things together, basically a soft version of if you join me, we'd be unstoppable. Alfred Pennyworth is a fat, void character meant only to exist in the sense he says, yes, Master Bruce, you're so smart, Master Bruce, blah, blah, blah. He lacks everything that made him a special character in the original series and in the comics. Not to mention the demeaning and, dare I say, professional relationship between him and Bruce, rather than the father and son-like relationship that should be used to portray the character. And Batman. Who could forget the supposed main character of the show? I say supposed because he's in this show less than Barbara Gordon is. In fact, as the episodes go on, I'll show you that the show doesn't even focus on the detective work or tenacity of Batman, but instead he is a lazy, unintelligent version of the character who relies on the detective work of other people to figure out mysteries that he should have the ability to gather information about and detect the way he's always been portrayed as being able to do. Batman refers to Alfred as Pennyworth, like he's treating Alfred as though he is a subordinate, and uses it in a demeaning passing tone. This again is not the relationship that should be shown between these two characters. Bruce Wayne was raised by Alfred, and Bruce should show Alfred a father-like respect and love. There is not even a hint of that in this show thus far into my watching. I could say more about the additional characters introduced in the second episode, but I will take this show on beat by beat as it should be. This show deserves a full and continuous breakdown of all its faults and failings. I hope you guys have a great day and a great rest of the week.